this will be a great case to watch on quarter cracks and why you need to lace them. As you can see, this horse has been 3/4. On the video here, all I'm doing is picking up the other leg, and so he'll weight that foot. Just standing on the floor, just weighting his own foot, you can see how much that crack will open and close. So obviously on a hard path or whatnot, without any support under that heel, there's very little chance of this growing back correctly or healing. Now I put in some butyl tape and just some regular glue here. I want to build the heel in with glue, so I have a little more control of that heel. I want something nice and solid to lace through so I can really draw that crack together. And it's you really want to get all the air bubbles out anytime you put glue on, because that just helps with your adhesion. And that's just saran wrap I have on top. So basically I shape it the way I want. It'll take maybe 2-3 minutes to dry. Then I'll remove the black butyl tape. There's a little film of glue over it. I'll remove that with a loop knife, then pull out the tape and clean up the area. The butyl tape's great because it's very sticky and it really adheres to the laminae, so the glue doesn't seep underneath and get in the crack, and it just makes it for a very easy channel to be made in that glue. Now in the process of building that heel, I've also thickened the wall. This is what you'll do with any quarter crack where you don't have enough wall to work with the lace to, if that's the way you decide to do it. Now you can see how much movement is still in there. Obviously that glue doesn't stop that crack from moving. So what I want to do is end up drilling my channels with these drill bits. Those drill bits are matched to that wire perfectly. Great tool for the wire we use. And the wire we use is an excellent wire. It won't break. A lot of horses, my trainers want to keep on training, so I can literally lace a crack, wire them up, let them train them for 3-4 days while that crack dries right out. At that point, usually all the heat comes out, they're perfectly sound, and then you know you can go ahead and end up take the wires out, clean it up, and then patch them. You can see these wires, it's a stainless blend. They won't break, or very rarely. I've had very few of them break. You can have them rip, and that's why I've thickened that wall. You can, if you don't have a thick enough wall, they can pull that wire through the wall. That's why we have washers on the end of them, so you can see when you're pulling on the wire, it can't drag that wire through. Now basically the next thing is just to get the right tension on these wires as you draw this together. And you're basically going to watch the crack at the top, and you'll see how it's moving. Every time you let off the wire, you watch the movement, and then you just press it with my thumbs. I don't want to over tighten them because you can make a horse pretty sore that way. Basically we're looking for, just to keep that foot intact. Now this foot's been dried out for 3-4 days. Once again, I'm just weighting the foot. Now you see there's really not that much movement in the crack, just slight. So the next thing is you got to remove these wires, clean up the area, reset them. It's interesting, this is 2015, a couple years ago, maybe more than that now, I'd say maybe 3-4 years ago. I keep having people ask me, says, isn't it detrimental to lace quarter cracks? And I don't know where this has come from, and I don't understand the theory behind it. Statistically, to me, it's crazy because I've been doing this. This technique's been around since 1965. I've literally done tens of thousands of these things. Usually I won't ever see the horse again. The crack grows out perfect. Obviously, if there was a problem, we still wouldn't be doing it 40 years later. So I don't know where it came from. I don't know how you could get this horse patched without lacing that crack. You literally have to shut him down. This horse didn't lose any time. He was still jogging on the track while we're getting this area prepared to be covered. This is a carbide burr I use on a die grinder. That thing is a cutting tool. It's not a sanding tool, so there's no heat. The horse won't feel it, and it's just cleans the area away real well. I won't use any solvents or any kind of cleaning agent. I always get asked that, what do you clean the foot up with before you glue? I don't even like, a lot of guys use acetone. I don't like it because I feel like it leaves a film on top of the wall or the glue. Now this glue will adhere to itself very well. So now I'll just clean up this area with that carbide burr, and that's it. I'll re-drill my holes so the wires slip in nice and easy, and just get a new set of wires, and then you'll re-tighten it down. As you can see, that crack before was a good 1/16 of an inch. So now there's very little tightening that I'll need to do to draw that crack back to where I want it. And as you see, there he goes, and I tighten it down pretty good. Now there's literally no movement. And the next thing will be, you just mix up some glue now, but I'll put fiberglass in the glue for the second application because it gives it more strength. A lot of people like using Kevlar. I'm not a huge fan of it. I'm not against it, I just don't like working with it, and it's tough to rasp. If you've ever tried to take any of them patches off, it's, you know, you almost got to peel it off. It's kind of a weird, it's a little too aggressive actually for me. I love this setup because once it sets up, it's very easy to rasp with to rasp the glue to get the shape you want. If you coated that foot with paint or something, you wouldn't even know these patches are on once you're done. That's how tight you can draw them down. And you really don't need the bulkiness of a patch. You don't need. You really don't want it on the sole because you're just causing sole pressure. So basically all I'll do now is take a rasp, file it down to the thickness I want. I want it looking like a natural hoof. The adhesion of this glue is excellent. This is the same glue everybody uses, basically in the industry. And what I would do with this horse myself, I'd put a full shoe back on him because I'd like some support under that heel. I don't know if I'd have that patch sit right on the shoe. A lot of times I'd run a hoof knife between the shoe and the patch and just leave a little gap the thickness of that knife blade. And it gives that heel a little room to drop down, but it's not jamming it up. And a lot of times when you do have a foot go the other way, that's what the problem is. Well, thanks for watching the video, and check out a few of the others.